behind.
She waited literally until the show started.
Until we went live. Perfect. Hi, everybody. I'm Rachel Weeks. I play Klik, the level 6 Tohr-Kreen fighter. We're going to get started with the game after a few quick announcements. First, we have another guest coming on December 7th. Jordan will be joining us. Not this Jordan, second extra dimensional Jordan with a PH in the middle of his name. It's silent. Don't mention it.
Don't mention the PH.
He just finished a YouTube series on Spelljammer that's really sweet, so if you're curious about the Spelljammer world outside of our campaign, do check those out. You can also find all of our episodes and recaps on YouTube as well. If you want to support the show, you can do so in a couple of ways. You can pick up some merch. The holidays are coming up. We got stickers and shirts. Send them to your family. They'll be confused. You can subscribe to our Twitch channel. That'll get you access to our emotes and also to our Discord, where we talk space theories and also dice, mostly dice. But remember, the most important thing you can do to support the show is just tell your friends. Share our YouTube channel. Share your favorite moments from the episode. Share the clips when you see them. That's really important, and we appreciate it so much. Thanks for coming, guys.
Totally.
I'm
Andrew
Rachel.
Ovredahl. Yeah, you crushed it. You crushed it.
Yeah. Just don't even notice the meandering animal.
Rolled with it.
My name's Andrew. I play the human bard, Flute, Whimteaser, aka the Windrider, and I just wanted to plug our Patreon real quick. We have all kinds of cool bonus stuff. You can play D&D with us. We have a behind-the-scenes podcast called Later Than Heroes, the most recent episode of which is just out, I believe. So check that out at patreon.com/betterthanheroes.
Very, very true. All of that is true. My name is Jordan. I play the Moonboy, a level 6 Moonboy, and I am so ready to adventure this evening, courtesy of Big Top Productions. Big Top making it happen. Lots of entertaining things happening under that big top.
Hell yeah, there is. My name's Aaron Urist. I play K.A.I. Hammerstein, the level 6 Artificer. And we're going to get right into it. Once again this week, we have again joining us on the ones and twos, doing incredible live synths for the show, Jason Wardell. Arcane.
Synth noises for Justin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how you show gratitude for it.
That's how he says his name.
That is how you clap in prog rock.
That's right. We're going to get right into it. We're going to watch our recap from last week, and we're going to watch our intro, and then we're going to play Dungeons Within Dragons. Within Dungeons Within Dragons.
That'd be a cool dungeon. Escape the guts of the dragon, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Don't give me ideas. All right, see you on the other side.
Last time on Better Than Heroes. Having left Fair Maragna on a new leg of their adventures, the Dinger hurtled through wild space at terminal speed. The mechanical-armed Talon gave new information about herself. A Spelljammer pilot and bounty hunter by trade, her arm had been crafted by K.A.I.'s old companion, Heinrich. She showed the crew a small orb, a sort of star map, which laid out a shortcut to Leilun, the Moon Girl. Talon had a contact on the dangerous planet of Glyth, said to be the home of mind flayers. After the crew began their shortcut through the Harmony Fields, aka the Violet Nebula, Cobble emerged from the crow's nest, terrified by their new, mythically dangerous location. Moments later, the crew noticed a gargantuan form moving through space, an astro-protomordial, a leviathan, a cosmic ray, moving towards the Dinger with an open mouth. Is the crew about to get devoured? Can they avoid the mouth of the cosmic ray? Find out next time on Better Than Heroes.
here we are. We're going. We're live.
I
It's
got
here.
myself there.
Ooh, baby.
So, the place that we are picking it up here is, as you can see, it's wonderful art by Jeff Tice. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Anyway, is the party is on the ship, on their Spelljammer ship, floating in the middle of this violet nebula. The color of my shirt all around you. I just realized it's all the colors. And
yeah.
this huge astroprotomordial, this cosmic ray, looks like a manta ray, is bigger than any mountain you've ever seen, and it's just breathing in here, and you feel your ship get pulled, kind of like turned a bit on its side as the sails are caught in its inhale, and all of this dust is swirling all around you. And the last call you heard was to get the sails down, as they are kind of ballooning you toward it. You hear, Goliathans trying to engage the Spelljammer to push against you here in these moments, but no, the ship is just being pulled, even with his best arcane pedal to the metal. So, to kick this off, I'm gonna go ahead and have you all roll initiative.
Okay.
Good.
Here we go.
Roll that d20.
Well, that was
Add
fast.
your dex, and I'm gonna put you in initiative order here. As oh boy, I'm excited.
I warmed up my dice for the crit fail, baby.
All right, let's
Hey,
go.
there it is.
Toot toot.
It's good to go last. Good for support character to go last.
True, true.
Also, Flute is just standing there, mouth agape, with this sort of high-pitched, like only dogs, only like Bessner can hear it, like.
Yeah, if you can imagine your little tiny ship just like going toward this huge cave entrance as it's just being dragged that way, you were on it. So you got a 3, I think, or a 4 altogether? What was with the crit fail you got?
Oh yeah, sorry, 4. Yeah, altogether 4.
Okay, cool. Anybody else got a number for me?
I got a 16.
All
Also a
right.
16.
Look at
Also a
that.
16.
Look at that.
Oh.
I didn't
That's
know we
like
were doing 16s. If you guys had told me, I would have rolled the 16.
That's like
Really?
scary, right?
You have to tell me before, and I'll roll this.
It's in the
Size,
Discord,
Dex?
Andrew.
My dex
I'm
is
assuming-
4.
Okay, I'm 3.
Cool.
Mine's 3.
All right, who wants to go first? Moonboy or Kai?
Let Kai go first.
All right, look at that. So, with that, we are going to start this round by, I need you all to go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no, I don't want to do that.
My shittiest thing. Yes.
Hey, I rolled the same.
23.
Okay, cool. You succeed.
17.
You also succeed?
18.
Also succeed?
13.
13. All right, Moonboy, you fail. As in this swirl, as your ship is sucked toward this giant thing, also, there is just you're in a space cloud of dust, and it kind of like whirls up and around you. A lot of this just like casually floating sediment is hurling toward you, so you are blinded currently. You are under the effect of the blinding condition. You were blinded for 1 minute, but you can use at the end of your turn, you can do another Constitution saving throw to try and end the effect.
I might have something for that.
Yeah, and I also rolled for Talon, who's on the deck of the ship, Goat, who was on the deck of the ship, and Relic, who was on the deck of the ship. And Goat and Relic both failed, but Talon succeeded. So she was kind of like able to put her arm over the eyes, where the other one's just got a big blast and are like rubbing their eyes as well. So we're gonna kick this off with Kai. Right now, you are going first, and just a little context here. And I know you can't see it on the ship, but the party would know that there are 6 sails on this ship. You have 2 big ones, and the main sail, the foresail, and then you have 2 top sails, the top foresail, the top sail, and then you have one tiny one that's kind of up in the front by Relic on the bow of the ship, and another one that's kind of like crossing the very back. That's called the mizzen sail. That kind of like cuts across. So 6 sails for you all to dismantle, as is the call from both Talon and the captain, strategizing what to do.
I'm going to will hold out my arm, and a couple of bouncy sort of pads come out from within my arm and attach themselves to the bottom of Klik's feet, and I will cast Jump.
Oh boy, all right.
Your jump distance is tripled.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What was it? It was like 15 feet already, right?
Yeah.
Standing leap, long jump is 30 feet, jump is 15 feet. Yeah, without running start. So I can jump 45 feet in the air.
Oh boy.
So you
Straight
take fall
up.
damage by jumping?
By jumping, pretty good.
I don't think you can
damage
take
by
fall
the
damage
arm,
from jumping.
Yeah, I was
No.
just joking.
She has great knees. She's a young Tohr-Kreen. Yeah.
And I will move into position to try to make myself available to work on one of the sails. But my action is to cast Jump.
Okay, cool. Which sail do you want to try and interact with here? Like, where are you? Or I guess you can move yourself on the combat board, which is up here, and it's kind of representing where folks are. I started you off in a random place, so if you
I'm
believe
closest
you
to
can
this
start
one, so I'll do that one.
Okay, cool. That's the main sail, the biggest one there is. So yeah, you can head over there. And also, our producer reminded me to have you tap your camera, Aaron, because you're fuzzy.
Okay.
So, yeah, you just go over there, cast this spell on Klik, and Klik, you feel the spring in your step, and then you can head over here as the ship is just pulling you this way as dust is swirling all around. Next up, that's going. Oh, shoot, Klik, you were supposed to go first, but doesn't matter. You can go now.
That's okay. I can really move. So
Well, now you got the jumpy boots.
now I can jump.
Yep.
Okay, so in order to collapse the sails, do you have to be up in the sails? Is that what it is, or do you have to be at the base?
No, so Klik would know this. There's only 2 sails that you have to climb to get, which are the top sails.
Yeah.
And you're knowledgeable enough about the ship that you would know 2 of the sails take 2 people to pull in. Normally,
Okay.
Which is
Are those
main
the
sail.
ones that require climbing, or can you do those by yourself? And the high ones, I assume there's one in the front and one on the back,
Yep.
like on this front thing. Okay.
Yep.
Um.
That's right.
Cool. Well, I will move. So is jumping part of my movement? Can I,
Yes.
so I can't walk and then jump?
No, you can.
Or is
split
it,
up. You can
it's
split it up.
added?
Yeah. Yeah. So I would
So-
say that.
I'm sort of equidistant between these two here. So if I go 20 feet to the front one, and
I think I just need to subtract that off your jump. So let's call it that. I think maybe if you get a running start, but with just this jump spell of you just going up there.
yeah, can I
let's have
just
you do that.
jump up there? That's what I'm gonna try to do. So I'll do kind of like a boxer's dance, like a back and forth, and then just like a hippity hop and try and jump up into the, not the main sail, the front sail,
Okay, cool.
into
front.
into the balcony.
The top one up there. So yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, you just whoop, 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 and you just are, especially with the wind too, and you having this new jump, it's like you're Superman taking off as you just literally fly. You almost have to when you get up to the top there, you're like, oh boy, you had that rattling moment as you realize your power. Now that you're up here,
She hangs onto the top and is like, holy shit.
yeah.
Okay.
You kind of grab a rope and are standing on the front bigger sail, and you can try if you want to lower the 4 top sail if you would.
I will try.
That
That
is
is what I will try to do.
You can do a strength check or a dexterity saving, or a dexterity check. You can do either one. You can do an acrobatics check or you can do a athletics check.
I will do. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just do a strength check. It is a dirty 20.
All right, that'll do it. As you just whoof up there, and you have one sail down, so you can just whoof. And you've done this before, Goat was going to make you the bosun. You're experienced with it, so you have that adrenaline rush and just pull the single cord that you need to, and with a crank, and it just falls, and you're able to tie it up really quick. So, and you feel the ship kind of like shift a little bit as it's being pulled by its butt end more. So you can tell that it's slowed down the pull of the ship a little bit, so you're not being sucked in as fast.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
one down.
One down.
Good job.
Cool.
Thanks for
All right.
thanks for the lift.
Hey,
You're welcome.
you probably still have some jumpy speed left, right?
I mean, to get up to the crow's nest is a 30-foot jump, and I moved 20 feet, so I doubt I have much
okay.
movement left.
Yeah.
Like 20 feet on the ground and then 30 feet up.
Yeah. It's 30 feet to the top of the lower sail. It's 60 feet up to the crow's nest. So you would have
Okay.
to. Yeah.
So,
but
yeah,
Doesn't
I
matter.
made-
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
a running start, you could just jump to the crow's nest.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Okay, that's gonna bring up Moonboy now. So you are blinded.
Okay. And at
But-
the end of this, I can.
You can do the con save again to try and clear yourself of this blindness.
Okay, interesting. So I think just kind of in his panic, the Moon Boy sort of just rubbing his eyes is like and just kind of bursts into starfire and then opens his eyes anew, and now whatever the Moon Boy is blind. And he goes and panics again. And I think that's the end of his turn. But now I am in starry form, and I'm going to, let's say, take on the constellation of the Archer? Yeah.
Okay, cool. Absolutely.
And I would like to make a Constitution saving throw, if I
That
may.
sounded like a car taking a turn. I like it.
Thanks, man. I'm pretty proud of my Foley work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. What did you get on it?
So that's gonna be about an 18.
18. That'll do it.
Not
And
exactly an 18.
as you're
Okay,
changing
so-
from your starry form, you just kind of like burn the sand out of your eyes almost. Yeah, it's just
let's
like
say that. Yeah, as he screams, just light shoots out. Ah! And he sees.
absolutely. Yeah. Talon looks over at you like, "Oh, damn, dude!" Like she's visibly impressed even through the chaos.
It hurts every time.
In fact, it's going to be her turn, and she is going to move over next to you, Kai, right here. And she is going to make a strength check to try and start the process of pulling the sail down. And she runs over and just quickly grabs exactly the right spot, like starts pulling that rope off, and mainly with her one mechanical arm, but with the other one right there, it's just like giving it all her might, and she got a 15, which is not going to do it with this, as it seems like both of the lower ones are very full of air as they're being sucked this way and are difficult to put down. So that's gonna be her turn. She looks at you and she's like, "God damn it! I need another one of these things."
It's not. I'm very physically weak.
But what? She looks confused as she looks.
I'm not
at your
designed that way. It's fine.
Work on that. And that's gonna bring up Goat, who is going to run blindly, kind of like without really being able to see, but is going to feel her way over to the
she's blind.
front sail, and she is going to be able to still. She gets her way over, but she kind of like is like loses her balance because she can't look around and she can't get her full weight into it, and she's not able to pull at this sail effectively either. But it is going to bring up Relic now, who is going to, or she's going to try and shake off her blindness. Go to not shake it off. Relic is going to. He's going to stay buckled in and try and shake it off, and he did not either. Both of them are just kind of like cannot get it. They got a big old blast of dust up there. It's not great.
Space
And
dust.
Flute, you are now up.
All right. I'm gonna run by the Moonboy, put my hand on his shoulder, and say, "All right, Mr. Boy, we've got this." And give him Bardic Inspiration, 1d8, and then I'm not trying to break this cool system, but can I run over to the mainsail where Talon and K.A.I are? Can I grab the rope and cut it? And if movies have taught me anything, it should take me up to the next sail up top.
Yes, there is a rope that you can do that with. Are you?
Because
Let's just have you roll a
there's another smaller sail up top, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna if you want to do that, I'm gonna ask you to roll on the risk chart that I made up for this. That's gonna let you kind of like if you fail something and you want to try it in a risky fashion, you can roll a d6, get another d20 roll, and I get to roll on the risk chart. So if you want to do this thing that kind of like skips movement for you, that breaks the rules a little bit, I get to roll on the risk chart. And I will
Yeah,
tell
I
you
want to
there
see
is-
this risk chart in action. Oh, no, wait, no, say what you were going to say.
I was just going to say, it's a d6, and one of the options is nothing happens. So, you know,
What about the other options?
it is a risk.
Yeah, is there another option that's like instant death?
Flung from the side of the ship.
Yeah,
I want
one
to
of
see it in action. I want to see it in action. Okay,
one
I'm
of
going to
them-
run it over.
One of
I'm
them
gonna-
you have to get a golden palace tattoo.
I'm gonna. Oh, look at him. He's so happy. So yeah, I'll run over. I'll grab that rope with my dagger. I'll slice through and hopefully take a ride up to the next sail.
All right, will you roll a d6 for me? I'm going to have you do this one.
Woo! 2.
All right, so you take 4 points of slashing damage. As you do this, you cut the rope and it pulls you up there, but as it pulls you through things, you just get like torn.
Like, oh, this seems so cool. But my mind. Oh God. Fuck.
Yeah, Klik, you could just see through this like hazy storm that is brewing and pulling the ship, just like Flute standing across the ship from you, bleeding a little bit. But
So now I'm up on the I'm up on the mast.
yep,
Crossbeam or whatever. Was that my whole turn?
no, you can use your action.
All right, I'll use my action. I would like to try to lower the sail with an acrobatics check.
Absolutely, you can. This is the top mainsail, so you can use your dex for it. That's correct.
And just for, as you all know, Flute has never taken down these sails, nor has he probably
He
ever.
certainly hasn't been up here.
He's not. This is uncharted territory for
His
him.
hands are also like they have rope splinters in them.
Like, if you want to give me disadvantage on this roll, I would understand it.
I'll give it to you, but I want to establish that the only reason you knew that rope could do that is because one time Goat told you to be super careful around this rope.
Perfect.
Noted.
Okay, with
For later.
disadvantage,
wait,
I got.
is he taking disadvantage?
No, you don't have to take disadvantage. You don't have to. You can take
Oh,
it
okay.
Yeah,
I just thought.
Come
I
on.
mean, narratively,
Come on,
it
man.
makes sense. I'm just saying.
We gotta work on that self-esteem. Don't give yourself
Get
disadvantage.
Andrew Ovredahl out of here.
Andrew, I
Get
promise.
Flute in here.
I promise this is dangerous. You don't have to do this for yourself. I promise I have more in store for you.
All right, I got a 17 on that check,
Oh, that's exactly what you needed to get the this bad boy.
and that was with the
down.
disadvantage. All right.
Yeah, that was. Oh, look at you. So
What was the
humble.
disadvantage gonna be? Before you were like with disadvantage, that's, and then I stopped you.
Oh wait, no, he rolled with disadvantage. And he
Yeah,
got a
I did
17.
roll disadvantage.
Oh.
He did it
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you have 2 sails down, and the ship at before was moving. It was being pulled 100 feet at a time, basically just like being pulled this way. And now, because you've gotten these 2 sails down, it's only being pulled 60 feet at a time. So at the start of the next round, you will be 250 feet away from this thing's mouth, as you all are just getting sucked very quickly. And it is now, so Klik and Flute, I need you to both remember for me that you're 30 feet up in the air, because dimensional stuff in Roll20 is difficult.
Okay.
So that is going
Drawing.
to...
I made a diagram of the ship over here, and I'm going to draw me on it.
Great, thank you. I love that. So that's going to bring us to the top of the round, and I am going to roll 3 d20s, which are all perception checks.
Don't.
And I needed to get over a 13 to
To
activate.
see us?
As you all Klik and Flute, let's have you do a perception check real quick as we start.
Yeah,
as we start the second round here.
Let's do it.
I think it's good.
17.
A 9.
Okay, so Flute, you don't see anything. You're too kind of like cut up and like probably feeling good about what you just did.
Yeah.
And Klik, you see these 2 things that if you're able to throw up the wonderful
these-
monster art that Jordan did this week.
Oh my
Monster.
god.
Very
Monsters.
These little wiggle worms,
Yeah.
cuties.
I'll show it on Roll20 real quick.
Oh,
God.
they're less cuties up close. They are less.
Oh boy, the top part, gets considerably less cute as you follow the
As
body.
you zoom.
Yeah.
Boy, that
Mouth
is
eel.
Jordan. You have outdone yourself. This is disgusting.
I'm super pumped about how scary it came out.
This was.
awesome.
I feel like
Yeah.
usually I'm like, Jordan, can we do this and this and this? And this time I was like, this is what it is. Go wild, and you
It was so
exceeded my
great.
expectations. It's
The
so good.
lamprey, all we needed. That's all
Ugh.
we needed.
So
Super gross.
you see, Klik, just like 2 large, what look like snakes, wriggling through the air, and they're moving so fast. They're just like darting toward you, and they're clearly have come off of this giant manta ray that is trying to ingest the ship here. They've, like, you see them kind of like crest over its shoulders and just
No,
toward
like
you?
those sucker fish that like
That-
attach themselves to fishes.
Remoras, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that is actually specifically what this is based on. So, look at that.
You nailed it. I nailed it.
We're doing it!
Visual storytelling. And they are at your height. They are up there at your height. So that is going to start us in the second round here. And the first one to go is this bad boy closest to you, Klik, up here, and he's gonna go use his full movement, which is 60 feet, but he's only gonna use 45 of it to
Neato.
just, and if
Yeah.
you can see its big old mouth just like opens like this and is just full of teeth as it lets out a like as it gets close to you, and it's gonna try and take a bite at you.
I am
Shrieking
super
eels.
comfortable with that. It does. It is definitely shrieking eels. It's Flotsam and Jetsam
Sure.
from
yeah.
Little Mermaid. See,
Totally.
Oh, I thought that was a Princess Bride reference. The
It
shrieking
was
eels.
the shrieking eels
that's what I
was
got
Princess
too.
Bride, and I jumped.
We got both of them.
I
Got
jumped
both of 'em
eel
in.
references. Sorry.
Is that what that spell does, Aaron? You can just jump from reference to reference. Okay.
Jump?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cast reference jump.
That was going to be a 23 to hit you. I believe that hits.
Oh, that hits.
So when
Two hit.
you try, it's hard for you to kind of like get out of the way as you're up here holding onto the rigging and amongst this like storm, and this big thing's mouth just latches onto your chest, and you feel all of these tiny pinpricks go into your chest here, and it's going to do math 15 points of damage to you.
Yes, sir.
And it seems to be, after it does that and hits you, it doesn't bite you in the sense like to take a chunk out and back up. It has latched onto you and is currently holding onto your chest.
Neat.
With its mouth. And that's its turn. Next up is going to be you, Klik. You get to go immediately next. K.A.I, you will be after that.
We're gonna try and do something about the thing attached to my chest, I suppose. And I will take my Githka from off my back and will attempt to stab at the thing on my chest.
Sure, absolutely. You also, if you want to, this will take your whole action. But if you want to use a strength check to pull it off,
just to pull it off.
Attacking it won't necessarily get it to come off, but using your hands to just pull it off might. So it's up to you, but that is an option.
You're not supposed to remove stuff when it's stuck to you.
What? Were you
You'll
the Space
lose.
Scouts?
You'll lose an eye. You're not supposed to rip it out. It'll bleed.
Don't touch it! Don't touch it!
Don't touch. I guess I.
What's that rhyme about space lampreys?
About
if it's blue,
frickin' space
let it
leeches.
through.
All right. I guess I'll try and rip it off.
Sure, you can do a strength check. Also,
I will try.
Just to note, chat is mad at the this creature for not getting consent. So I just want chat is very mad about that. Yeah.
Chat's woke as hell.
Yeah, chat's doing great.
All right. Well, that is a dirty 20 for a strength check.
All right. Yeah, you are able to just pull this thing off immediately, and you just see its face like wriggling there, like ah! And it's like croaking almost and trying to like grab your face as you pull it off, and it's still right there.
Yeah.
And it's so like you just feel it wriggling in your hands, and it wriggles out of your hands immediately, but it's no longer holding on to you.
Blech, that was fun. I will quickly climb down, or like do a combination of a climb jump, swinging from the ropes like I've done many times before, just to get back to the deck and try and get ready to lower the front sail.
Cool. It will get an opportunity attack against you as you go down.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do about that.
So it's a
Wait, was
17
today a
to
good
hit?
day or a bad day? It's a good day.
It's a good
It's
day.
a good day, yeah.
Yeah, 17 to hit.
That exactly hits.
Oh boy! So as you pull it off and like throw it this way and then jump down, it just latches onto your back again, and it's gonna do
Should've
another.
ripped it off after moving, you dumb idiot.
It's gonna do another 18 points of damage to you as it
Good
just
God.
gets in you.
No
Okay.
problem.
I rolled high. On that one.
Another 18 points, you said?
Yeah.
All right. I might as well do it
So-
now. I'll use my bonus action, and I'll use second wind,
Okay, cool.
and I will regain some HP here.
Love it.
D10.
Yeah. You just have that warrior strength, like.
I swear to God, I just rolled a 1.
Oh.
So I regain 7 HP.
Okay.
It's still not
All right,
bad.
that is my turn.
All right. Cool. All right,
I mean-
Moonboy. Oh no, I'm sorry. K.A.I's up next. Yeah.
K.A.I's up. All right. I'm going to. K.A.I is going to spring this way, seeing that we are being attacked.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't quite get there.
No
I'm
problem.
going
The
to.
music stopped. It was very suspenseful.
No, I love it. Go ahead.
That's okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to sort of disassemble my arm and take in fire energy from the world of space and cast Arcane Weapon on my lightning launcher. And I'm going to level it, and I'm going to blast this guy
That'll do it.
fairly point blank.
Bless that guy.
Absolutely.
All right. That is a... Sorry,
Fire damage is really good against leeches. I just want to be
Yeah.
just like
17
You gotta
plus
heat up-
9.
that's like
You
from
heat
my
up you heat up a pin.
yeah, and you just give it a
Oh,
little.
I thought that was for ticks.
It's
So
same thing. Vampires
26
too. And people.
to hit.
26 hits. Yeah. As you jump down, as Klik jumps down and just like slams in front of you, you just
Help!
see this thing attached to it. It almost looks like she has this sleek black tail for a second as it's just wriggling around behind her very quickly and is clearly attached to her back.
So it takes 16 lightning damage and 1 fire damage.
Okay.
And I'll make my second attack for a 18.
Let's see. I believe that hits. I gotta double check here. Yes, that hits.
All right. And he's going to take another 9 points of lightning damage and 4 points of fire damage.
So that's 13 and 17, so that's 30 points of damage all together, as it all counts as one. So it doesn't seem to be differently affected by any of that damage that you did to it. So it just slams into it and kind of burns a bit of its body and fills it up for a second, but it's still holding on just fine. And yeah,
Let go of my butt. Let go of my butt.
You want to latch? Latch here, mister.
Pervy space worm.
You want to do anything
It's
else?
my turn.
Okay, cool. That's gonna bring up Moonboy.
Okay. How many sails are down? The top 2, the top sail, and the top 4 sail.
Oh, I could have gotten
The
there.
top 2 sails are the only 2 down, so there's 4 sails left. Shout out to our stream director Case, who has it up on the screen. It's very cool.
Okay,
And
perfect.
nice. And you are 240 feet away from this manta ray's mouth right now.
Okay, and how many of these? What are we calling these?
They are They are lampreys. You can just call
Okay.
them lampreys.
Okay. Lamp ray, R-A-Y, like space rays.
Yeah, there's 2
Anyway.
rays on the board now. Yeah.
There's 3.
How many of them are there? There's.
You can see 2 currently.
Okay, great. That's reassuring.
That's the,
All right,
the
I'll,
old DM clarification.
I'm gonna go around back and get this tricky sail, the spirit sail. The Moonboy rises into the air and shining like a moon himself.
Okay, that's the one.
Flies.
That's the smallest spritz sail is at the front there. That's
Okay.
Yeah, you'll know that's the easiest one to get, but it does.
Oh,
take,
that's where the worm. Wait, what?
Yeah, the
Takes
worms
one
are up
person.
front.
Takes one person.
Yeah, it's the easiest one to do. The one in the front.
Okay, so would that take my entire action?
Yes, it does take your action to get it down.
Okay, I am going to. Would trying to do that put me in the path of these worms?
There's one over here off the front of the ship.
This boy.
Yeah, and then there's one over here. So you could fly around if you wanted to,
Yeah.
probably.
Okay, great. So Moonboy's gonna do that. He's gonna rise into the air. He's gonna almost subconsciously reach down and pump the little moon on the side of his air Moonboys, and he rises into the air and flies over. Let's see, how far is that? That's gonna be my full movement.
Yeah, to go 30 feet is there. If you want to stay out of the way of this eel boy.
I'm gonna go this way, actually.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can kind of get around over here.
I'm gonna
and
have
then
to
go.
dash.
Yeah, you have to dash, but you can get
Alright.
right there, and you are flying. But you will be in the path of this eel if you go on this side.
Can you do the one in the back, or does that require 2 people as well?
No, that one only requires 1 person as well.
There's a smaller sail in the back if you want to get a sail down.
Okay, I'll do the smaller sail in the back. The Moonboy dashes to the back, and let's just say, cuts it free.
Sure, absolutely. Or you're not worried about it staying there. You just want to do a cut to the rope to kind of let it fly loose.
Oh, that would make it fly loose into space. I don't want to do that. I'll get
Yeah.
in trouble. Let's try to lower it properly.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna need you can either do a strength check, which is like an athletics check,
Okay.
or you can do a acrobatics check.
Okay, let's do
If you
that
like.
acrobatics check. I'm going to imagine.
To the mizzen
Yeah,
sail.
and
Shout
I
out to Uncle
believe
Brenner for
the mizzen
sending
sail.
me nautical terms this week.
How do you spell it?
M-I-Z-Z-E-N. Mizzen sail.
Okay, so I'm going to roll that down, and I believe I have what the Earth people call bardic inspiration. So that's going to be 15.
All right.
And then is bardic inspiration a D8, Andrew?
Yes, sir.
Okay, remembering the words of Windrider, I get an extra 3, so that's going to be an 18, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, you just feel like the command of like you all are on a good. He's confident in you. You're confident in him, and you just zip over to this back sail, and you look at the ropes for a second, and it's just like oh, and you pull one, and it just you feel it kind of like start to slack the back because it is being tugged a bit, but you are able to grab this rope and just fly away, kind of using this wind to your advantage and pull the rope, and it just pulls that sail down, and you cleat it off, and you've gotten another sail down. You guys are crushing these sails.
Great. Okay, so that was my action, right?
Yeah, action in your movement, and.
No, the fly is actually just movement speed.
Okay, sick. So you can just for free. I love it.
When you're wearing them,
Okay, cool.
you're wearing them, you have a 35-foot flight speed.
Yeah, I love those shoes.
Can you click your heels to pump them? Like,
Probably. I'll try next time. Definitely. Bet your ass.
So this other one is going to be able to just get over here to
relic.
It's
Perfect.
gonna go. Yeah, it can't. Oh, it can. It can't get to goat. So goat is bigger, so it's gonna go right here as it just both you, Klik, and K.A.I just see this one toward it, and it is going to hit goat. And do
Goat, you pull mine off. We've all pulled yours off.
It's gonna do 14 points of damage to goat here as it just you see it coming behind it and just like open its mouth wide and clamp onto goat's back again as she's trying to rub dirt out of her eyes still, and she's just like God damn it, like reaching back to get it.
This is everything I hate.
Yeah.
Parasites, something in your eye. It's very
Yeah, just a piece of grit in your eye.
I can feel it. I can feel it all.
So that's gonna bring it's its whole turn, and it's gonna bring up Talon, who's gonna go now. Who's gonna go, holy shit, and step over here to be able to see K.A.I, and she is going to use one of her effects that she can, and you see Flute. You are able to see this just kind of like glow throughout her arm as it kind of like reshifts and recalibrates, and this kind of like white, almost like pale purple beam comes out from it and just kind of wraps itself around K.A.I, and K.A.I, it's like a pleasant feeling for you. Maybe not, you tell me, but you just feel like a lot of the like little tidbits of your body click into place as they're like readjusted and
My
balanced.
tidbits are clicking.
I like it that Talon is like a part-time chiropractor.
tuna.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you sound massage. I mean, like I was gonna compare it to a massage. So
Okay, consent is also important for allies.
You tittle somebody's bits.
You can't.
You gotta ask first.
You can't take my talks. Get out of here. Can't.
oh, she nanoed my bots. Anyway, what does this?
What does this non-consensual shoulder rub do?
you have
Like opening for Pauly Shore.
Shots
We're
fired.
not gonna get to this encounter.
Engage the massage beam.
He gave me a weird shoulder rub once. I'll talk about it later.
I think we should.
Oh God, you get 3 d8s that are equal. You get 3 d8s, and when you take damage, you can expend as many of these dice as you want, roll them, and reduce the damage taken by the total amount that you have rolled. So it's kind of like Klik's psionic energy, but it is clear from the magic that hits you a little bit that this is more of the arcane, like tinkering realm of things. I don't want to tell you the whole thing without an Arcana check, but it seems like she's given you some sort of boon with this. And that's going to be her whole turn. It's going to bring up Goat, who's going to try and pluck this thing off of her back. She is not going to be able to do it. She's just like...
I would like to bestow upon the Moonboy sees this struggle, and in 2 voices shouts out, "Goat!" And a moonbeam shines from nowhere, and Goat may take a d6 to attempt to make that one more time.
All right, cool. And she had... oh, never mind. I thought she had disadvantage, but she did not. So you said a d6 I add to it?
A d6.
Yeah, it's still not going to do it. She rolled a 7. So,
Okay,
but
in that case then, none of that happens.
And so she's just like trying to pull it off her back. She can't, but she is going to try and get it. She's going to be able to get rid of the blinded effect, as with this, she's like, "God," and you see her like looking around and angry again. And it's going to bring up Relic, who is gonna yell out, "What's happening?" In like this scared, cracked voice, and he's not gonna be able to. He does not get the 15 Constitution saving throw he needed to be unblinded, so he's still strapped into this thing, not knowing what's happening, just hearing some like weird noises
Relic.
around him.
Was he close?
Yeah, he was close.
The Moonboy, seeing this struggle, cries out in 2 voices. Who was it?
Relic.
Oh, he got it with that too.
Yeah.
He got it
Yes.
He hears your voice and he's like, "Are people in trouble?" And he like wipes out his eyes and he sees these 2 huge eels attached to his wings.
He puts the dust back in his eyes.
I love that.
And he's worried and like trying to he's like fumbling for the ballista, and that's gonna bring up Flute.
All right. I'm going to, out of my pouch at my waist, I'm going to pull out a chip of mica and hold it up, kind of sight in on the lamprey that was above Klik. And I whistle, and there's this keening, high-pitched sound as I cast Shatter at the 3rd level. And I need him to give me a Constitution saving throw.
All right. It's the one to the top, like the north.
The one that was
part of the
attacking
map.
Klik. Yeah, the one
okay.
at the north end of the map.
Yeah, he
It is
got
reattached to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did not succeed on his saving throw. I think he got a 4 altogether.
He takes
4?
20 thunder damage.
Holy shit! Okay.
Boom!
And then bonus
From
action.
the top rope.
I'm casting Healing
Literally.
Word. Yeah. Bonus action. I'm casting Healing Word at the 3rd level on Klik for a measly
thank you.
8
You
hit
can't
points.
Take it.
You can't cast 2 spells in the same turn unless one is a cantrip.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep. Nope,
sorry.
it's okay.
Oopsie.
I'm just proud that I knew a rule that you didn't for one single time.
No, I don't know most of the rules.
True.
And then, with my action, if I could do this, and I know Goat will yell at me for doing this, I'm going to jump into the sail and put my dagger into it and ride it back down to the ground.
Yeah,
the
why
deck
don't
of the
you?
ship.
Let's have you. So you use your action to cast Shatter. So you did
Yep.
that, but you can. I'll let you do this if you let me roll on the risk chart again.
Sure, let's
So
do
yeah.
it.
Wrist
instead of
chart was
having to-
made for Windrider.
Yeah, absolutely. I literally made it because I've been playing this very fun homebrew game that Andrew has made, and I wanted to make a
risk
push
chart.
You can push harder and try and do something.
Sounds
in the
like
chart, so.
something they make you fill out at family court.
I'm gonna roll on the chart this time just for fun.
Okay. All right.
And I got this is perfect. I got a 3, so the sail takes 3d12 damage.
Nice.
Hey, we're lowering them anyway, right, guys?
That's okay.
And all right, I rolled a 6, a 5, and a 12.
Wow.
So yeah, so 23 damage, and that is not enough. You need to do 25 damage to a sail for it to be not functional anymore. So you're still in the good
again.
zone as you rip down it and you just kind of like kick off like at the right time. Yeah.
Y'all kind of look up like, oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
Cool.
Buckle those swashes.
Then I will, I could do this with my bonus action. I'll grant Klik Bardic Inspiration. 1d8.
Great.
Nice.
What do you say to her after doing that cool move? Come on.
Sorry about the sale.
No, I'll be like, something ripped the sails.
Yeah, and even in that moment to you, Flute lying to you is inspiring. Even like him holding on to this level of anxiety in this moment is still.
I'm not even in danger. You're the one being eaten by the big worm. And
Remind me to teach you how to do the sales.
You're apologizing for ripping the sail as she's being eaten by an eel. Yeah, this whole time you all are just like ever getting closer to this huge manta rave's mouth. Great, and we're at the top of the third round here. So before there's your ship moves another it moves another 60 feet as you are now 180 feet away from this giant manta ray's mouth as your ship is still being pulled by the two big sails that are still up. These two eels are latched onto members of your party, and at that we are going to cut to break real quick. We're going to take 5 minutes. A quick 5 minutes to drink, pee, and take a break. And then we'll be right back to see if you all get sucked into this manta ray's mouth, if these eels eat you first, if the sails just, won't come down, we'll find out.
Whole lot of sucking going on.
Yeah.
That's your episode
Please, God,
name.
get us out of here, kids. We'll see you in a second. All right. We're jumping right back into it, the start of the third round here, as you all are being attacked by these eels of sorts that seem to be able to fly through the air, moving quickly. And as your ship is now very close to the mouth of this giant manta ray that's coming for you, that you can see right here. So, yeah, Case has up on the screen, swallowed in 3 rounds, which is true. If you continue at this pace, you will be inside the mouth of the beast after 3 rounds. So,
Which is...
Gah.
How much time is a round? It's a minute?
it is 6 seconds from the beginning to the end.
Sure, so in 18 seconds, we're going to be swallowed by the mouth of a whale. Neat.
Yeah, as your ship is just being like hurtling toward this thing's mouth. As
No
you are
problem,
fighting
guys.
eels. No big deal. So,
Those are the shrieking eels.
Yeah.
to start things off, I'm going to roll a d20 at the top of the round here.
Don't.
I did not get over a 13, which is the number I needed to get. And that's going to bring up this first eel that is attached to you, Klik. He's not going to need to roll because he's already attached to you.
Because he's attached, sure.
And you are going to take 7 damage as you feel faint for a second, as you just feel it go and take a chug of blood out of your body.
Gross. A chug of blood.
Chugging?
A chug of blood, Harlan. I'll use the protective field on myself and try and reduce some damage here.
Okay, cool. Let me know how much damage it reduces.
New from Mountain Dew. Blood chug.
Yeah. Rolling the wrong dice. It reduces 5, so I just take 2 from that.
Okay, cool. And you also lose 2 hit points from your maximum hit points amount.
Cool.
So you take 2 damage, but also your maximum hit point amount is reduced to 2 as it is
Reduced by
draining.
2?
Reduced.
Yeah, reduced.
By
by
Reduced
2.
to 2.
reduced
Start
by 2.
again.
You become a baby.
Yeah. You turn back into an aphid, you little bug.
Turn into a human baby.
Larb.
So yeah, you lose 2
Okay,
hit
yep.
points off of your maximum amount, and that is the end of its turn. And as it's going to stay attached to you, and it is now going to be
I hate it.
the turn of Klik. It's now your turn.
Nice.
You go right after
The
that.
turn
K.A.I,
of
you will be
Klik.
next. Moonboy, you're after that.
Upset by the chugging. I will attempt once again to use the pointy end of my Githka to stab at the guy attached to me.
Great, go for it.
That is 19 to hit.
19 to hit. That does hit. That gets it. As it's just on your back, and you're just down into it. Absolutely.
That takes 7 slashing.
Okay.
And I will use my second attack to stab it again. Get
Alright.
off my body!
Absolutely. Go for it.
That is a 22 to hit.
All right.
And it's another 10 slashing.
Oh boy, all right. So yeah, you're able to just whip your, weapon in hand, just chunk down into it. And who's close to you? Yeah, Kai, you could see just as it stabs in, blood spurts out of it.
Yeah. Bug blood.
And that's, you want to do anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my bonus action to attack, but this time I'm going to pull my Chaksha out of my pocket and I'm going to huck it at the sail that Flute did damage to. So I'm gonna pivot and just try and take it down all the way.
All right, go for it.
That is a 15 to hit.
Okay.
Or 18 to hit, I'm sorry. Or no, 16 to hit.
Yeah, it's a big old sail, so it's
Yep.
not hard to hit.
Yep.
And in your... So yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll damage there, as it has a big slit down the middle of it.
That is 10 slashing.
Okay, cool. So as one part of your Githka your Chachka can't do it. You can do it so well, and I can't do it.
Cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, one...
Think Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
That's it. That's canon now.
Bow.
So as the sails split down the middle, and there's still 2 big pockets of air that it's able to hold on to, the Chachka, I can't do it, goes through one side and just pops that balloon pretty much as it rips enough of a hole to just make it worthless, and then comes back through like a boomerang through the other side, and you have done enough damage to the sail to render it useless. And
Great.
so it is now just kind of shreds. So you
Huge.
all...
Yeah.
Look what clicked into the sail, everyone.
I'll turn to Goat and so, God, I'm sorry. We'll deal with it in a second. And then I'm gonna use an action surge,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna I'm gonna make a strength check against the sail that I'm closest to, the main sail.
Okay. Cool. Go for it.
Like she's single-handedly carrying this. Account.
That is just an 11. Oh wait, I have Bardic Inspiration.
Yes.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna be inspired.
Do it.
1d8.
And it's 4 plus 7 is 11 plus 6 is 17.
All right, cool. And this is for the 4 sail, the up here at the front, right?
The big one on the front. Yep.
Yeah, big one on the front. You got it, as you have done this strength check to it. After doing all this and seeing it and successfully getting this hidden and then watching the sail go down, you're just and pull the rope down and the sail just kind of wraps itself all the way up, and you just like with this thing on your back, just like still actively sucking blood from you, just like feed off this sail. And you have another sail down. So, Case, if you want to update that round counter to,
is that the first strength check on that, or is that the second?
Oh no,
That was the
sorry.
first, right?
That's the first, yeah.
Yeah,
it's only
this is
half.
one that takes two. Yeah, this is one that takes two consecutive ones. So they are still moving toward it. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, good call. I appreciate.
I only
you
took
all
down
enforcing.
one sail in that turn.
And the spritz
One and a
sail is
half.
still up.
I got so excited. That was just a cool turn.
It was a cool turn. That's why I was working it out before we got on because I was like, I think I can do a lot here.
I said this in chat. I was like, I love it when you guys, most of the time when we take a break, you're like, all right, let's take a quick break. But this time you're like, okay, guys, what do we do? I love it. It was very good. Okay, so that is your turn. You have cleated off half of this sail. Like you've pulled one rope up that's like started to get the job done. It's about halfway up here, and that is going to bring up K.A.I now.
Okay.
Well, you'll be after that.
Both of the lampreys are still up, right?
Yes, they are doing fine.
All right, I'm going to level my lightning launcher at the one closest to me, and I'm going to blast him.
Okay, cool.
That is a 26.
All right, absolutely, that will hit. Yeah, don't crit fail on a lamprey that's attached to one of your friends.
Yeah, that would be a shame.
Please, please, please.
So he takes 9 points of lightning damage and 5 points of fire damage.
All right. So yeah, you just shock this eel, and it's clearly not resistant to this in any way, as it's just like wriggles and like pulsates when it takes the lightning damage, and you just whoom, you see the fire burn away, just kind of like this chunk of its body, and it has a sizable just like burn from the hits that you've done to it down the side of its back, and you see it kind of like weakens for a second, and just kind of like goes slack for a moment, and then pulls back up, where it's still attached.
Blast it again.
Go for it.
For a 18.
All right, that hits. Just rolling so hot tonight.
Okay, that is 7 points of lightning damage and 4 points of fire damage.
All right.
Holy shit.
All right, so that's 11 damage altogether here. So yeah, it again just like fills this thing up, and you can see it kind of like its tail goes slack. It kind of like is focusing all of its energy on being able to hold on, but it's still holding on to Klik just fine.
All right. I'm going to use my bonus action to begin my transformation of my adaptive armor to my guardian armor, and I'm going to charge this eel and get all up in its face.
Okay, great. All right, absolutely. Oh, I see. Oh, you did not attack the one on Klik. You attacked the one on Goat, right?
No, I attacked the one on
No,
Klik.
the one on me.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry.
Now I'm running up on the one on Goat.
I see. You moved. Okay. Roll 20 did a funny thing where. Anyway,
He's
got it.
juking him.
He's juking him. Cool. All right. So that is going to. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
And you've changed your armor to look a different fashion?
Yeah, I'm going to the close quarters guardian armor.
Yeah, okay, cool. Got it. Moonboy.
Voice changes.
That's up to you.
Okay, the Moonboy. Deeming the sails to be of a greater risk currently than the lampreys, which seem to be more or less handled. Flies forth, dashes forth in a blast of moonlight, and begins sailing alongside the ship out here, streaking through the cosmos. And he takes aim at the sail under the front, and he casts Guiding Bolt upon it.
Okay. All right, hell yeah. Just trying to burn that bad boy up with some celestial
It's time.
energy. Absolutely.
It is time for it to meet the moon. Okay. Like a range.
George's got a deadpan going on. It's
Yeah.
cracking me up.
And
Goat
he pulls
is
his, and
horrified.
Yeah, we're just taking
and he
this ship
pulls his-
apart.
He pulls his butt out and points it. No, I'm kidding. Flash of light streaks toward, make a ranged spell attack.
D20.
That's going to be a 17, I believe.
That'll hit. It hits the sail as
Let
you...
me just make certain of that number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you're over here on the side here. The last sail is up here, so you can still hit it. You just need to go the other direction.
Wait, I thought I was shooting the last sail.
There's two sails left up.
Yeah,
one
there's
is
the
half
sprit
down,
sail.
and then there's the one on the front, the little guy, right?
The little
Yeah.
one on the front. So there's
Okay,
three
so-
sails left up.
No, there's two.
Yeah. There's. Yes, you've trashed one. Flute put one down up top. Klik put one down on top. You put one down in the back. So you're flying out and around to shoot at the front sail, right?
I thought there was one still
At the little
underneath.
one on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
little
Then,
one.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're all good then. I thought that you went a different direction. That was my bad. Cool. Yeah. So you hit. How much damage do you do to this sail?
Let's find out together. Okay.
You need to do 25 damage to it to
Okay.
to fully dismantle it.
We're gonna try to make that happen. Oh, here's my D6s. Tucked away from Blades in the Dark. What a night.
What a
So
night.
much fun. 4 damage. 6 damage. 6 damage.
16.
And 6 damage.
Oh shit!
Wow.
That's 21. And also, because I am in the archer form, that is going to shoot out 1d8 plus my wisdom modifier. Additional, a moon missile kind of rolls off of that. Sorry, I wasn't getting a good vibe from that one. Here we
alright.
go. This is the one.
You need 4 damage
Woo! Come on,
to do it in
baby.
this turn.
I think his modifier alone will do it.
Yeah.
That's 9 damage.
All right, there you go. Yeah, just this whole this sail is the smallest one of them all, but it's just kind of like positioned and built in so well that it still is hardy, and you just rip a hole right through it. It's taking a lighter to a piece of paper as you just it engulfs. And again, there's another pocket. There's only one little bit of your sail left that's like dragging you forward. So now you're only moving 10 feet around.
May I, as a free action, as I do that, shout out, to be like, the sails!
Absolutely. Just in this like
So-
horrifying brave voice. Yeah.
There's a little Moonboy in there, but he sounds scared.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that, anything else? You want to do anything else in your turn?
That's it.
All right, so that's going to bring up this lamprey that's attached to Goat here. It's going to do, oh boy, it's going to do 8 damage to her, and again, take that away from her hit point maximum. She seems to be doing okay as, surprise, surprise, Goat is very tough, but you can just
Gigantic.
see a bit of her paleness in her face go away as the kind of like drain from her face as well, as she's just like, oh god, stupid fucking leech, like and you rarely hear her curse speak so.
Does she do a swear?
She does a swear. She does. This is like hearing your.
She
Yeah,
does a swear.
She does a space swear.
it's like hearing a teacher cuss.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Everybody
And-
stops for a second. all Mel Brooks.
This is
Oh my
serious.
God.
Sorry
Yeah.
about the sales, Goat.
Klik destroyed all the sails.
I did not!
You all apologizing as you're like in the mouth of the like, planet-sized creature is very your party. It's
We're Canadian space. Space zone.
This is going to bring up Talon, who's going to step over here, and she is going to go, all right, I've had enough of this thing, she yells out, and she is going to cast a spell. You see her arm just kind of like move around kind of in the same fashion that K.A.I.'s body does, and it is going to emit a bunch of tiny little parts that seem to just like come out that look like crystal for a second, and then you see they widen a bit and they're all bits of glass, and she goes, get him, and this just cloud envelops the lamprey that's on your body, Klik. And they all just seem to be like resting around it, waiting for it to move at all. So on its turn, it's going to take damage from this. And Talon looks around at you, Flute, and says, "Did you see that?" And it's now Goat's turn, who's going to do a strength check to try and rip this thing off. She does it successfully as she just pulls this thing off of her back,
Yes,
and it wriggles away from her quickly, and just like, "Ah!" at it. And
I know I can't actually get in between them, but I sort of get in between them.
okay, absolutely. She throws it off in front of her, and she looks at you, and it's just like, "I hate that thing." And it's going to be
Me too. I know, darling. I know.
What is this?
It's his guardian armor.
Guardian armor.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was very good. I've never heard that before.
Thank you.
Yeah, when you flip it down, you have that deeper
We're
voice.
gonna, Aaron, you and me are gonna have to talk about voice mods. I think we can get them.
Totally.
On this turn, Relic's gonna flip around. He's going to pull himself in the crossbow. He kicks off the mechanic that allows him to move. That's like a foot pedal device, and it flips the bow around. And he's going to take a point blank shot at the one that was pulled off of Goat. But as he pulls himself around, the thing does get an opportunity attack against him, and it failed. It got under
nice.
10, so it just
Yeah.
it does snap at him, but he flips around, and so he's going to roll with disadvantage as he's point blank. But that was a d12 that I just rolled, and yeah, he's gonna miss. As it is, he just whirs it around, and shoom, and you see a ballista just fly under this thing, and it just hisses at all of you, all kind of confused about what just happened. And Relix is like, it's too close, get it away. And his voice is sounding weird in his anger. And that's gonna bring up Flute.
Okay. I'll hold out that chip of mica again, and I cast Shatter at the one right by Klik. It has to make that Constitution saving throw.
All right. Ooh boy, it failed. I got 5 altogether.
Well,
Man, I'm rolling like shit.
I rolled like shit on the damage, so you only take 11 thunder damage,
Okay.
and then I will move. I'm gonna move up closer to the action right there. That's my turn.
Okay, cool. I also realized I should have been. What's the radius of Shatter?
It's like a 10-foot radius, but I wasn't but I'm putting it off the
Yeah, you get
railing
to
of the ship.
pick
I'm
where it goes,
definitely
I
not.
think.
Yeah, it's a point I can see, so
Not
I
just
would not be
blowing
putting
up
it
the
over.
mast.
Yeah, I'm not putting it over Klik's head, but it is by the sails for sure.
That's what I was gonna say. I maybe should have been doing this damage to the sails, but I'm gonna give the sail
It would be
because
31. It does damage objects, and it has done 31 damage.
Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna call that because the sail, and you can argue with me if you think that you could place the spell in a different way, but I think that the sail, because it's so wide here, I don't think you can get the eel without encompassing its space.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
well, it's
a
it's
10-foot
attached-
radius sphere,
yeah.
so it's a
Yeah.
20-foot sphere that would.
It's
certainly-
attached to me, and I just took a shot at taking the sail down. It's close enough to the sail.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
So-
then that sail's taking 31 thunder damage.
Well, that sail comes down.
Yeah. So with this one, there's just there's a smash again
Just fix the ship.
on this thing.
That Roy's not gonna tear the ship apart. We are. Let's get it. Get this ship.
There's monsters in the house.
Goat
Set the
is
house
just
on fire.
weeping. Goat is weeping.
Yeah, put sand back in her eyes. I like that. Yeah, it's like a paper bag blown out at this point. After the shatter, there's just and but the good news is you feel after this this sail is destroyed, you feel the spell jammer kind of click into action as you and it starts to move forward, but right now it is moving this way as the manta ray is coming toward you all still, because you hear Goliath go, I can't turn it at all. What'd y'all do? And he kind of like thinks for a second. He's like, oh, that's what that was. As
He told us. He said the to sail.
yeah.
He said destroy the ship. I heard him.
So you still have to clear it right now, and so but you feel like you will safely be able to do it, as long as nothing else bad happens.
Yeah, well,
Just
as long as
throw
nothing
the.
else bad.
I did 2 little claps before I got the joy sucked out of that moment. Yeah.
So that's gonna bring up. Where were we? Flute just yeah.
I think it's a guy attached to me.
Yeah,
Back to the top of the order.
That's true. It's going to be that one's turn. Who is attached to you? He's going to do. Oh boy.
Oops, where did my thing go?
He's going to do 11 points of damage to you. That is taken away from your hit point maximum as well. So whatever your hit point maximum goes down by 11.
Well, I'm gonna prevent some of it, but I'll use protective field on myself.
I roll a 5 and a 6 on 2d6.
I can prevent 8 of that.
Okay, cool.
So I take 3 and I lose 3 for my total.
Yep.
Okay.
The blood
Jesus Christ.
swallow, the blood chug is very upsetting.
It's very bad.
I
mean, I've lost 5 HP for my total.
Yeah, from the people who can see this thing attached to Klik's back, you can see it just kind of like.
Stop it! Stop!
I can feel it all the way here in the real world, Harlan.
Yep.
Stop it!
No! Who was that guy?
Don't do a voice on it. Ew! He's attached to me.
They talk?
It's all muffled. It's sucked to my back.
It's just the voice in my head that makes me make things like this.
Gross.
It is your turn now, Klik.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna attack the shit out of this thing. I'm gonna stab it as gonna stab it.
Give it all the stabs.
I'm gonna stab it so much. This first one is, only 15 to hit. It's terrible.
Chat just reminded me I did forget. Thank you, Clooney. At the start of its turn, it needs to take damage from...
Damage.
Talon.
Come on, Talon.
Chat, look at that. Oh, boy, I forgot. You're right. They were, like, literally screaming it at me. Thank you. I'm sorry. You're right.
Please. Yeah.
I want to see what this crystal swarm does.
Yeah.
Hopefully it
absolutely.
kills this thing.
Is this a homebrew spell?
This is not. I just reflavored the
Swarm of insects or something?
No, it's cloud. It's the cloud of daggers. I'm not pulling it up fast enough,
Nice.
but
Yeah.
Nice.
cloud. Yeah,
I like
it's
that
cloud
a
of
lot.
daggers. Cool.
That's very cool.
Yep, it's
Very
more mechanical than.
Take damage from Talon's whistling birds. That's awesome.
Okay, cool. It means I have to roll a lot. Is she upcasted a bunch? So 8, 10, 12, 14,
Smoke this
17,
thing, Talon.
20,
Good.
20 damage as soon as it like starts that blood chug, it all of these shards of glass that are around this thing just start spinning immediately and just start shredding the body of this thing. And
Nice.
it seems to be just like a flapping fragment of itself, but it's still holding on.
Yeah, of
Do
course.
it, Aaron. Do it.
Well, I missed
it.
on my first attack, but I will I mean, I assume 15 doesn't hit.
15 does hit, actually.
15 hits?
Yes, 15 does
I-
hit. These things
I
are not
hit
super
it.
armory.
I mean, it is attached to me. Well, I do 10 slashing on the first hit.
No, it's Chad asked if you don't take damage. You do still take damage because it's still up.
Because it's
gets
still
its turn.
alive, yeah.
Yeah, but how much damage did you do to it?
I did 10 slashing.
That'll do it. As after it just gets totally shredded by these shards of glass, you can just straight through it and slice it in half. And it is
Get covered in your
off of your
own
body.
blood.
Yeah, just cool, like smacking a mosquito. Feels good.
Yeah.
Feels good. That's not what I wanted to do.
Yes, this disconcerting synth that
So-
you're throwing in, Jason, is exactly right. That is the,
Can
that
I-
is the tone. Yeah, go for it.
So for two-handed weapons, can I attack this other guy? I know I can do it on my extra attack.
Yes, yeah. You can
Yeah.
do one and one, yeah, because of the way
Okay.
we homebrewed this weapon mechanically.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
Yeah, it's like you're
well-
holding two swords. Yeah.
Well, with that guy dead and me down 5 HP, Klik's mad. I will pivot on my foot, and I will try and take a swing at the second guy.
Cool. The first time this one's been hit.
Oof!
Hit.
For Christ's sake, that is a critical fail.
Oh boy!
duh.
All right. So let's see if I can still roll on my risk chart, because if so,
Klik's
that's
having
what
a
I'm
bad
gonna do.
day.
All right.
If
So
it was, yeah.
yeah, you are having a bad day. You're getting beat up. Okay, cool. I'm gonna roll on the risk chart real quick for the critical fail.
If
Yep.
it's within a smidge, just so you guys know, I can do that thing. So just if you need an extra, I can do it at any time.
Yeah, that was
You have unlimited uses?
far
it
from
4
a
times
smidge.
Oh, cool.
at any time. That was not a smidge, but
Oh
if it comes
boy.
up.
Rachel, I'm sorry. I just got excited about the wrist chart, and I rolled a 4, which is you take 2d6 slashing damage, and I rolled a 5 and a 6. So as you are slashing at these things and getting it off of you, there's just a mess of ropes that are just like flowing free a bit, and just kind of like smacks you in the back here.
Yep.
Unluckily, as you just put yourself in the way of this thing cracking you, and you take another 11 points of
Yeah.
slashing.
I'm
damage
gonna,
with this thing.
I still have one more attack. I'm gonna try and attack this thing again.
Do it!
We're glutton for punishment
Covered in
here.
blood, tangled in ropes.
This is
Yeah.
16 a hit on this one.
That'll hit.
That ought to
Yeah.
do it.
And that's just 7 slashing damage on the loose one.
All right, cool.
And then Klik's gonna sit down and have a nap.
Yeah, as this thing's
That's
kinda
my
like,
turn, yeah.
Yeah, it's just wriggling in the space that it is, and you get a nice cut into it, and just at you, and
Yeah, that's all I got.
Klik lights a cigarette.
Yeah, click, nap. I think is where we're at today.
Click, nap. click, nap.
You click, nap. Sick.
All right,
Okay, cool.
that's all I got.
All right, good. That's gonna bring up Moonboy. Oh, sorry, Kai. I skipped Kai.
Yeah.
This chunk of all three of you in 16. is
It
fucking me up.
me. Okay. Standing in front of the remaining lamprey, I'm going to punch it with my thunder gauntlet.
Hell yeah. Goat
Punch
looks,
that worm.
All
yeah,
right.
Goat looks on approvingly as you just
Punch that
wind up
worm.
and punch it.
25.
All right, that'll hit. Yeah, absolutely. Get to
I rolled a 99.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever critted on a damage roll.
He takes 7 points of thunder damage.
Oh no.
So you connect with it and it like charges it up, but these things are slippery. It just reacts very quickly, so you can't you fully connect with it to do too much damage.
It does issue a distracting pulse, so when the creature attacks somebody else, it will get disadvantage.
Whoa!
So
That's nice.
I'm going to make another attack. That is a 14.
All right, that hits as well.
Oh, okay.
They're not super armory boys. They are slithery little worms.
Yeah,
Are they
are
size
space
large, like they
space
appear on the
loogies.
map?
They are, yeah. But it seems
four-
more. They just have like a thick body that is kind of like long and coiled in this space. Yeah.
Same. Tag yourself,
14.
am I right?
14 points of thunder damage.
Yeah, you get a good uppercut under this gaping mouth here, and
yeah.
just put that.
Just facing it down
into
with
it.
my shield up. And I will, with my bonus action, I will cast Healing Word and shoot Klik with a dart.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
there
party
you
dart.
go,
I guess
there
that's
you
the
go.
hardy dart.
It's a hardy
hardy
dart.
dart.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's a hardy dart. Just shoots Hardy's fries straight into
You
your ass.
roll double ones, so you get 7 points of healing.
There's that number again.
You guys you're rolling so well on attack rolls, but really bad on damage. It's very fun.
So bad. I rolled a 1 on healing. You rolled 2 ones on healing.
Oh man, I know.
Chat's mad you're not using your guardian voice, Aaron.
Sorry, chat.
It is very good.
Oh man. Sick. Okay, that's gonna bring up Moonboy.
Does that give you an AC bonus, Aaron? That mode?
No.
No? Oh, I thought.
No. No.
No.
That's
My AC is 21, though.
Jesus Christ.
It's pretty
so
okay.
high.
You'll be fine. Okay, Aaron tanks from here on out.
Yeah.
Just push,
All right.
click Kai in front of you.
Gosh.
Okay, the
Now that I have
Moonboy,
this adaptive armor. Anyway.
the Moonboy jumps straight up. He shoots up into the air where he can see this thing. And he is once again going to cast Guiding Bolt.
All right, get it. Yeah, you just fly up in your spot, get a good angle on it, and cha-choom down into it. And tell
That's
me.
a dirt 20.
That'll hit. That'll do it. You can get him.
3 damage.
Damage.
Yeah, right.
6 damage. 5 damage. 1 damage. So that's 13 damage. Plus. All right, this is the one that I'd had a bad feeling about before. Let's see if I can if it can prove me wrong.
You just get a bad look at your dice.
It's a kip, but it's a 3. So 3,
Reroll it.
4. No, it's okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 damage on top of that. So 20 damage total, and everybody gets advantage on that guy.
Nice.
Right.
For all their attacks or just their first attack?
I think it's just the next attack.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Wait, it's for guiding bolt.
Guiding
it's just-
bolt.
Guiding
Yes.
bolt,
Next
yeah.
attack gets advantage. Yes.
Cool. All right.
And that's it. That's the end of my turn. Yes.
Great.
Oh no, I'm going to yell into the walkie-talkie. Jam, Goliathan! Jam!
And
Marmalade.
Yeah.
Slam it.
Sorry, marmalade.
Oh, there it is.
you hear Goliathan just sounds sweaty when he replies to you. He's like, "I'm trying there, Moon Boy." And
How does he fly this ship?
It's just
like
a
a
spinning
rocket.
bike.
He's
Yeah,
on a
it's just a
Peloton. It's like
Yeah,
a,
that's exactly what I was picturing. Yeah. He's a dwarf, so it's like little. It's like a little tricycle.
and it's gonna bring up this other lamprey over here, and who is going to try and I think he's gonna try and attack Kai. Okay, I want to ask because I want to give this thing a fair chance at knowing this. Can you be affected by necrotic blood draining energy? Does you have anything?
I can
in
take
your character
necrotic damage.
Okay,
I
you
don't
take-
I don't have blood.
Yeah, he's
you
gonna
can
get like a mouthful of some kind of electroplasm.
It's just oil,
Yeah.
I think that it
arcane energy.
Just because it's not getting blood out of me doesn't mean whatever necrotic shit it's putting in isn't going to affect me.
Yeah, I think that was going to be my call, is that it does do necrotic damage, so I think that it's still going to be able to do this. So, anyway, it is going to kind of like, with you stepping up here in front of Goat, it is going to just shove its face toward you, and it is supposed to get disadvantage because of your effect, right?
Only if it attacks somebody else.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind.
All of us.
Then it gets advantage against you because, wait, I'm gonna make sure it's not against just you. I wrote this mechanic myself, but I want to be sure. Any creature that doesn't have all of its hit points. You have full hit points, right?
I have full hit points.
Okay, so never mind. It seems to be very hungry for blood, but feeling unable to get to the thing that is already wounded. It would have gotten advantage if it attacked something that.
Poor Klik's the only one.
I'm
There's
a distracting pulse. That's
Yeah.
what the flavor text on my attack says.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's stuck on you. It's going to do this attack, and it's going to get a 22 to hit.
I'm going to use my reaction to cast Shield to make my AC 26.
So nuts.
Christ.
That's so nuts.
Go face the ray. Face the
Jesus.
ray.
You're going first on every walk.
Just because of that, like, your magical shield comes up in front of you, and you just see this thing's, like, mouth spread wide open, and I'm gonna go back over here to the art of it real quick, just so you can see it when I'm describing this. I hope this doesn't mess things up. Okay, sorry.
It's like a dog licking a window. It's just like
It's
teeth
absolutely
and tongue.
what it's like.
Yeah, it's just pressed against it, kind of here, and
Against
you
the invisible
magical
shield.
Yeah, and it's just like wriggling, trying to press through, but it can't.
Can't.
It can't. And
I would
yeah,
like to point out the strange little horns we put on it, because we figured it would need to dig a hole in one of these space rays and then bite onto it.
Ugh.
Okay, yeah, it's absolutely trying to horn its way in through this shield, like smashing its head there. With it not being able to do that, it's going to move 30 feet this way and not incur any opportunity attacks because
it's just going to do that, is it?
Oh no, I didn't put that. I got rid of that feature. Never mind. I made it boneless instead of having that wriggly feature. So I'm not going to do that. This is what happens when you homebrew monsters and you get rid of things. Is that sometimes in the middle of the moment you forget. So
Sometimes you forget you made them boneless.
Yeah. So
Ooh, boneless eel, my favorite.
Took the bones right out.
I forget about bones.
So
all
do
the
I get
time.
do I get an opportunity attack?
no, it's not going to move because of that. I thought I could get an advantage as this monster hunter.
You'd remember. It's like, wait, no, I'm boneless. I'm boneless. I forgot.
I'm boneless. Acting like I got bones.
I wish I could be slippery like my brother, but instead, no. I just don't have any bones. Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of its turn. Talon is going to drop the field of glass and is going to move over here.
Is that what it's called?
Glass? No, it's just well, sure. Yes, now it is. Absolutely. And then she can get line of sight on this thing, and she's going to cast magic missile as she again just puts her hand up, and a bunch of tiny little tools pop out of her hand, and they're just like and she is upcasting it, so she is going
And
to
she's
do
doing
it.
so with advantage.
Oh yeah, oh that's right.
Yeah, it's an attack roll.
There's no attack roll for magic missile.
Yeah,
So I
it's
don't
just
think it applies.
Oh, okay.
Never
so
mind.
honestly, that's
It's just
still on the
good.
table then.
yeah, it's still on the
Okay.
table. So she
So
is
what is
going.
that gonna go to? Relic?
Relic on the crossbow.
Pretty good.
It'll be wasted because he has
He
disadvantage.
has disadvantage.
Well,
She
I'm
is
leaving him out.
She is going to do 16 damage to it as all these
Nice.
tiny little tools just go into her into this thing's body, and that is going to bring up. That's going to bring up Relic here.
Yep.
No. I'm sorry. It's Goat, and Goat is going to.
Advantage.
use her action to disengage and step away from this thing.
Yeah.
And say,
Goat doesn't fight.
I don't fight,
It
she
doesn't
says as she
fight.
steps back here.
Remember?
This
Respect
isn't a
her
fight.
choices.
This is surviving. They want your blood. Fight for your blood, goat. It's yours.
She's straight edge.
Yeah. It is going to bring up Relic. It is his turn. Who is going to, because Goat
He's
went away.
advantage, disadvantage.
No, because Goat went away. He has to spend an action to reload the ballista shooter. So he's pulling.
So that's
He has
still
to
not
put
the
another
attack.
ballista into it so
Yeah.
that it can shoot the ballista.
Yeah.
Got to.
So that's still not the next attack though.
So that'd be me, baby.
It is Flute's turn.
Advantage.
Yeah, it is Flute's turn.
And I need it. All right, I'm gonna run up here next to Kai. I'm gonna draw Ventress's magic rapier from my
Yes.
belt, as it's the very air around it seems to shudder and shimmer. And
It does have a very notably magical glow to
that'll
it.
do, pig. 28 to hit.
Absolutely.
Holy cow.
Hell
Nope.
yeah, it does.
28 to hit?
What
What
do I
kind
say?
of modifier do you have?
And
Oh my
I did.
It's a plus
Oh, it's a
3
good
sword.
magic sword, baby.
Okay.
I did 10 slashing damage there.
Okay.
I'm going to extra attack him and slash again.
Get in
That'd be a
there.
19 to hit.
All right. Absolutely.
That is 11 slashing damage.
Get
Alright.
it.
And then I spin around with my scimitar, with my bonus action, offhand attack. Does a 19 hit?
19 does hit.
Better believe it.
And I'll hit him for 4. I have 2-weapon fighting, so I can add that modifier. I hit him for 4 slashing damage.
Look
Nice.
at that. You just
Yes,
see.
I'm a bard.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a ranger. Yes, we exist.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's so sick. And you can do like necromantic spells. Sick.
That was the that was a very
Goth
cool
bard.
turn.
Truly, maybe in one of
This has been a big episode for Windrider.
the coolest combat moments you've seen him do. You do have this like overly fancy magic
Yeah,
sword.
I
It
can't remember the
has
last time I even hit something,
Truly.
other than the sail.
You crushed the sail, though. You crushed
Yeah, you
it.
fucked that sail up,
Yeah.
dude.
Collateral DPS.
I feel like we should definitely take a moment to recognize how I spent a turn trying to take down the sail, and then Windrider just smashes.
Yeah, at one point, Case was said in my headphones, there probably won't be any consequences for completely destroying the ship.
Disabling the
Nope.
ship in the
None at
middle of
all.
this very dangerous area. Yeah, we'll just drift
yeah.
along and nothing bad will happen.
Totally fine.
Yeah.
We're just missing our 2 main sails and the front one. Just 3 of the 6.
We're
It's
fine.
no problem.
We're fine. We're not.
Moonboy's gonna
currently
tow us.
being-
We're gonna put a
we're not
rope
fine.
around Moonboy, and Moonboy is going to tow us through space.
Yeah.
Like a
Now we're talking.
tugboat.
Just from shoes. I'm just gonna shoot psionic energy off the back, like,
Yeah.
and we'll get there.
Oh boy, I can't wait to work out the mechanics for that. So that's going to bring us to the top of the next round here. And with this is going to actually have to roll one thing.
Don't.
Anytime we're not currently being digested is a good time.
Yeah, you do. This is actually going to be the moment here where this is like a very slow chase almost, as this big thing is just not actively going after you. You are just in its path, and its path is very wide. And with this, the ship is kind of like only going in one direction as it kind of like bumps up against like a bigger piece of debris in this dust cloud. You feel it change direction, and it keeps going in that direction just a little bit, but it's not able to steer at all. And when it bumps up against that asteroid too, you hear Goliath go, "Damn it!" And
Oh, damn it, my margarita!
and the ship just kind of like clears the cusp of this manta ray, and is able to kind of stay in the wake of its wing here as it's like flapping down, and just stays kind of like right outside of where its wing is pumping, and is going to be able to break free after the end of this round. So you
Nice.
all are officially safe from the cosmic ray swallowing you all.
Not eaten.
Not eaten. Well,
Currently,
the ship is not eaten, as it's
not
now going to be Klik's turn, and there is still one lamprey on the board here.
All right, Klik, put him at it.
Yeah. So Klik is not going near this thing. She hates these. But she whips out the cha-cha from behind her back and hucks it at this ugly bastard.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah, that's 23 to hit.
Oh boy, absolutely. Yeah,
Yep.
you guys are crushing these things. Their AC is not high.
And I rolled a 1, so 6 damage.
Man, you all are consistent tonight. That's amazing. Yeah, you
I-
again are just,
Can't believe how bad my damage rolls have been.
you're feeling a little pale, a little, you know.
Yeah, and she's like mad. So it comes back. She catches it. She hucks it again, barely looking, just tired and mad.
Like, Jesus.
This one's a 16 to hit.
Yeah, still hits. Keep it going. Keep slashing
boy,
away.
that just bounced right into all the other dice. That's a 2, so 7.
All right, absolutely.
And we have a bonus attack. So, and this one's good. Oh my god. I critted.
Yeah!
That might be my first crit on a damage roll, and this thing is half dead, and we are not eaten. I will roll 2d6s.
2d6 double that dice damage. One and a one.
It's 11 total. It's 2 and a 6. 2 and a 4 I rolled.
All right.
Yeah,
you just-
so 11 damage on that one.
There's a true just like shoom, 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 through it, and it's still up, but it's kind of like
Yeah.
actively dripping. You see,
Klik's sitting on the ground, not looking, just throw, catch, throw, catch, throw, catch.
you're just smashing the space bar.
Just she's button mashing at this point, yeah.
You see a couple different colors of blood kind of drip out of this thing. And
Goats, it's.
yeah, it's gonna bring up K.A.I. You're next here.
All right, I'm going to smash him. I smash clobber. All right, that is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Yes!
Hey, I rolled an 8. 14 points of thunder damage.
Alrighty. Look at
Second attack is also going to hit.
that. Okay.
And that is 10 points of thunder damage.
So with that, you get that first hit in, and it just kind of like turns, like you just kind of like knock it out of the direction it's going, and it turns and looks at you, and it's like, ah! And it like comes straight forward, and you're able to just get that fist right in where it's like as it's going for you. You connect with your lightning punch, and it just shocks this thing into, and
Turns it into blue
sizzles.
light.
Yeah, I turn it into its own shadow.
Yeah, and it just sizzles, falls, and is limp down on the deck of the
Hell
ship,
yeah.
and you have defeated the lampreys. You are out of combat here.
Hey.
All
Those things had
right.
so much HP.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they were.
gnarly.
Yeah.
Sturdy
Were they
little
healing
bastards.
when they were they healing
I'm
when they
gonna-
drank blood?
Just healing word on Klik at the shit rolls for a whopping 6 HP.
I have had 3 healing spells.
glad I upcast that. Worth the slot.
I healed myself, Kai healed,
I upcast it too.
and now Flute, and I am at 24 HP.
No, I'm like, did that even work? Did you feel it? Did you feel anything? Ah.
Kai, I'm sitting on the ground, I'm tired, and I'm just like, you know what? I might understand sleep now.
Wow.
Go
have a
try
grasp.
to sleep. Sleep
A
roll.
grasp on what it means. To possibly just close your eyes and be still for a bit.
There's an alarming boom as Relic shoots the ballista bolt into the deck of the ship where the lamprey is, and he's like, "I just wanted to make sure it's dead." And you could see
He just
that
wanted to help destroy the ship as well.
It is fun.
I just rolled for this, and you can see that even though he shot the ballista bolts at the thing point blank, he still seemed to have missed it.
Oh my god!
Through the deck of the ship.
Plinks off
And-
my magic shield. Come on!
You all
Hey,
just
that's
see,
new.
You'll just see this like
Look.
continent-size being just like moving away from you, like past the ship, and like in the other direction. You even see it like dipping into one of the thicker clouds of dust and debris as it kind of just like moves away into the distance.
No other lampreys in sight or anything? If I scan the horizons?
You can do a perception check if you'd like to.
I'll
That would
turn
be
to
a
Goat and
dirty
say-
20.
There you go.
You see that as the creature is kind of like fading off into the distance, you see a bunch of them on its back, but if you kind of like check the area of the ship and kind of like look around doing your due diligence with the outside of the hull, part, helping the ship, part paranoia maybe, and seems to be nothing around and no movement, nothing attached to the ship. I did try and squeak a third one in, but it did not ever get its check to
Yeah, that's
feel
right.
that
Oh,
hunger
good.
and desire to come join you all. So
Sorry, I cut you off, Rachel. Whatever you were going to say.
Oh no, I cut you off. I was gonna turn to Goat, who I assume is surveying the damage, and say Flute started it.
yeah, now that the danger is seemingly aside, she looks around and she's like, "Oh boy, we're in trouble." And she looks up and you just see this like you're kind of floating at sea here in this big cloud of nothing, but purple and blue swirls of dust around you all that is just glowing. And you hear Goliathan come over the rocky talk. He's like, "Well, that one stung a bunch. K.A.I, you got any suggestions on how we're gonna get a bunch of bits of fabric that, we got some extra sails, but I don't know if it's gonna cover all of this."
We'll use the extras that we have and try to mend the rest. It's all we can do.
Alrighty.
Before
Maybe be able to use the pieces of the larger ones to fabricate new, smaller sails. Hopefully that would be possible.
I mean, I hope so.
But I mean,
Well,
we've
we all have
got,
some extra clothes we can
you know,
contribute.
what, 4 out of 6 sails? That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, but two
I
of
mean,
them
we
are
have three.
the
We have
biggest
3 out of
ones.
6.
And they're the small.
You blew up the small one, and we're missing both main sails.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Hopefully we can
didn't-
replace
so-
the main sails and then try to
As-
fabricate another smaller one.
As he as the Moonboy touches down and kind of returns to himself, he's like, sorry, I'm like 30% in control of that, so I'm going to chalk it up for a win. We're alive. We're not in the side of the thing, right? Come on, let's celebrate.
I'll
Yeah.
look around to everyone in the crew and just say, nobody tells Cobble.
All right.
We didn't see that.
Oh my god, I forgot we sent her downstairs for this whole thing.
She's peeling potatoes right now.
She does have a rocky talkie, so
Sure.
I don't think we ever said proto.
We never said,
on the
Look
rocket
out,
deck.
the giant manta rays coming.
yeah. So, I would love to actually. So first, Talon is like, "Oh boy, that was sick. That was She's like, we saw an astro proto. That was crazy. I didn't think those things were real." She's just like stoked and like happy and is like picking up pieces of glass off the ground and putting them back into her arm in like little compartments. And she's like, this is gonna be good. I can tell this is a good omen for all of this. You guys kick ass, we kick ass together. Ugh, I feel great. And
If we can make it to where we're going.
yeah, worst case, we'll just float for a while and we'll get there. And she kind of just says, which like doesn't really make any sense, but she's just kind of like off in a way, kind of like talking to herself and looking at the damage on the ship. I would love her to do a scene of someone like leading the way of checking in on Cobble to see where she's at with everything.
Got it.
I can do that, I guess.
I'm helping Goat with the sails. We're seeing
will
what
go-
we
I was
can
gonna
find
ask
in terms of
Talon
fabric.
about her cool spell.
I will go with Kai.
Okay, cool. Well, real quick, Flute, what do you want to ask her about it?
Oh, I was gonna go back. That spell was amazing. How'd you do that with the glass bits?
Oh, she's like, it's an old, sorcerer spell. I just kind of like tweaked it a little bit to just have, I don't like knives that much, and I can't have as much, access to them all the time. It's just way more fun to conjure it with glass, so I just conjure it with glass instead. So it's pretty sick, huh?
It is. I suppose you could teach that to me.
Maybe. I could maybe write. Most of my magic comes from my heart. She winks at you, kind of flirtatiously, but in a way that is very intentional. And she's like, so I'm not much of a wizard. I can't like make you a spell scroll or anything, but I don't know. Maybe K.A.I and I can get together and hammer something out.
I get it. Because he makes things, right?
Yeah, and his
Right.
Hammerstein. Yeah, okay, you got it. Good. She pats you on the back too hard with her mechanical arm. She's like, I like you. She's like, also,
thanks.
sick move with the knife. I saw that, the way you rode down that was awesome. Do you do that? Is that your kind of your thing? Just like doing cool moves on here?
Yeah, definitely.
Roll a deception
definitely.
check for me, please.
Yeah.
Didn't even blink on that.
Oh no! Well, I got a nat 20, which gives me a 28. But I wanted to biff it. I wanted to get a 1.
Okay,
Whoa.
cool.
She thinks you're dope.
She's like, we should like figure out some tag team moves since we're, gonna be on the ship for a little bit. We're doing some cool stuff. Maybe we can get the 1-2 punches in. You're the one and I'm the 2 with the big arm.
Right. Yeah. I'm over the moon. Yeah.
Yeah. This is truly like the anti-relic where she just like is cool and thinks you're cool. Yeah. So yeah, let's cut down to K.A.I and the rest of the crew. Did anyone peel off? I can't remember.
I went with Goat to check on sails and try and find fabric and mend what we can.
I'm going down with Kai.
All right, great. So you and K.A.I go into the kitchen, and you see Cobble just. There's a huge pile of potato skins, and just like an overflowing bowl of peeled potatoes, and she looks at you when you come in, and she's like, "So what happened?"
Oh, what wonderful job. We'll have potatoes for a few days then.
Yeah, the Moonboy goes, "Wait, what is what happened? Sweet potatoes!" and runs over and starts eating potatoes raw.
Oh God.
Ah, gross. I assume. I'm told.
Cobble's like, "K.A.I, what happened up there?"
Well, we got attacked by some, what are they called? Lampreys?
Moonboy, with a mouth full of potatoes, goes, "Little crackle Moriel."
Yes, Quetzalcoatlomials.
There's a coatl? She says. Let's have you roll
It,
Let's have you roll a deception check straight up. I want to give you disadvantage for the Moonboy saying it, but it's just too funny and I don't want to punish you for that funny thing, so I'm not going to do it. So, let's
5.
see.
5.
Oh, of course Kai would Terrible deception.
He's such a bad liar.
Yeah.
She
a lie of
looks at
omission.
you, just like frayed the tiny little itty bits of scale, just like flaking off here and there, and she walks over and just squeezes your cheeks, Moonboy, so that you spit out the potato, and she holds you and she goes, "What did you say?"
I said,
It was a very large thing. You don't want to hear about it.
I can't remember the name of it. There was eels, though.
It's exactly the sort of thing that you despise. But it's gone now. We're safe.
Moonboy,
Yes.
I want you to look me in the eyes,
Okay.
and you tell me,
Yes.
was there an astro protomordial out there or
That's
not?
it. Yes. That's the protomordial.
Great. And she's just gonna hand you another potato and look at you, Kai, and she goes, I'm now preparing a funeral for all of us now.
But I told you, we survived.
We did it!
It already happened. It's
Potato
over.
party!
But if that thing is here, that means this is, well, you know, I don't know why I'm even telling you. I guess seems like the ship has a new navigator, and you won't even be needing my assistance. So I'm just gonna go prepare my candles, maybe paint a little.
I mean, if you have
And
information
you guys
that
can
might
just-
be helpful,
No,
everyone
you-
would love to hear it.
I don't. I truly don't. It seems like you have a guide. All I have is that where there are astroprotomordials, there are probably violet elementals. There's probably a rift to another dimension. There may even be, she goes, a singing planet. So, none of these things are things we should be going toward. We should be going home or any closer, safer route, but I don't think I'm in charge of that anymore, so
I mean,
good luck.
in all fairness, Singing Planet sounds pretty cool. I'd like to see that, right, Kai? I'd go toward that. Depends on what
I
it's singing.
think we want to not go towards that. We've been told that the singing planet is bad.
I'm just saying, I'd pay to see a Singing Planet. That's, you know,
Hey,
What do you sing out of, Moonboy?
my mouth.
And so if a planet is singing, what does it have?
Oh, big mouth. I see what you're saying. I understand how that would be dangerous, but if somebody was charging, like, to see that, I'd be like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, okay. So you're gonna start a theme park of a bunch of large, oversized creatures and just
It's
charge admission.
not a terrible idea.
Well, okay. Please drop me off on any very quiet planet before that. And she's gonna walk out. She's like, have fun flying with the cool one.
It's
she
okay.
says, like clearly not remembering Talon's name, and like
it's all
walks out.
right.
Yeah. She's pouty and ruffled.
She's being a butt.
Talon's gonna come in with Flute and be like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. We could try out that move if you wanted to. I could also throw you up in the air. That might work. And she goes, by the way, what's wrong with your kobold?
The Moonboy goes,
Well.
Talon, how much would you pay to see a planet sing?
Oh, at least like 30 gold. I've never seen a singing planet before. Like that's,
Dang.
I would throw in. Maybe at least the first time. I want to judge on how good they are, but
Didn't we establish that those are dangerous?
yeah, I mean, if that's what I don't want to go to where they live and meet them. I'm just saying if there was a situation where maybe I could pay admission and safely see it, I would pay a lot of money to be able to safely see it.
Okay. Okay.
The Proto-Maderal is dangerous, and we saw that. How many people get to see that? That's like the Bigfoot of space. you
Except,
know?
high five there, buddy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys need to get excited about this planet.
So, I think, yeah, so I've got a good, she whips out her keychain. She's like, I've got a good idea on how to go, deeper. The Mystic Mountain is toward the center of this thing. It's not the center of this thing, but, you know, if you kind of follow the brightness here, the glow, the brighter things get here, the more we're getting toward Mystic Mountain. So if you're cool with me navigating us that way, I think we're doing pretty well, all things considered.
I mean, can the ship move? Are we
No,
dead in
no,
the
we-
water? I don't understand.
We absolutely have to fix the sails first. We
Yeah.
cannot move in any direction. So I'm just saying, in general, you know. Are you? I'm just checking in. I want to check in with you guys. We're new. I haven't worked with you all yet. I don't know what you're feeling. That was super fun for me. That was super good. But
Our
it
current...
seems like that one's kind of like.
She doesn't like it. Our current trajectory is affecting crew morale.
Well, that seems like the captain's job. Where's the captain?
He's probably driving the ship.
Oh. Okay.
I
well,
don't know. We should just be careful.
She leans forward. She's like, she is your navigator, right, Cobble?
She is our navigator. I think she's taking it a little personally. Maybe you guys could work. Maybe you could involve her. You know? Maybe you could have her help out a little bit. So it's not just new navigator coming in, sending her into the midst of all her greatest fears.
She kind of like grimaces. She's like, look, if you have a coward for a navigator, really the only direction you're going to end up going is home. But
Well,
you
fair
can-
enough. That was a cool thing to say, but
Yeah.
still.
Yes, that was a really cool.
Wow. Did you write
thing to
that
say.
down?
I'm writing it down right now.
she puts her non-mechanical hand through her hair. She's like, no, I've just done a lot of stuff in my life. I just know how things go.
We
And she
can
leans
tell.
back.
It's cool.
Listen, I'm just saying, it would be helpful if maybe she could be involved a little bit. She is a coward. She is preparing for her own death in a
would you
creepy
roll a-
way.
Would you roll a persuasion check, please?
Sure. Natural 20.
Baby.
There's the roll. There's the roll.
There's
She's
the
like,
roll.
She's like, buddy, Kai. That's what you prefer me to call you Kai, right? That's the move.
Whatever you like.
Sure. All right. Well, I'd be happy to. I can smooth this over. I'll go have a chat with their navigator to navigator kind of thing. So, yeah, I got this.
I appreciate
Kinda like
that.
pats you on the back and takes off. And
Don't be put off by the robe and the candle. She's weird.
I had a goth phase too. I get it. And yeah,
She's so worldly.
just gonna like jovially kind of like grab a couple. She grabs a raw potato and kind of looks at you, Moonboy, and it's like, good choice. Bites into it. Walks out, and yeah, I think we're gonna pick it up next time with you all figuring out how to fix the sails, and then on deeper into this nebula of horrors.
All right.
Yeah, so good.
The horror nebula. It's
Oh my
packed with eels.
goodness. Just with no sails, we're doing this.
Just-
I love it.
Yeah.
Just neck deep
Broke
in
the
eels.
ship day one.
Day one.
Just day one.
We
I
just got it fixed.
I'm truly impressed with how quickly you managed the sails, though. That was good.
We didn't
Well.
break it. Talon kind of did.
I mean, it doesn't take that much time if you just light them on fire.
It's true. That really,
Look,
I was.
Blow them up with blasts of energy.
it's a lot easier to take a sail down if there's no sail.
Heck yeah.
It's true. Well, I'm super stoked for our guest on December 7th coming in,
Woo!
Jordan with a PH.
All right.
I highly recommend.
We're gonna have to settle that real quick.
Yeah, I'm sure he's never talked to anyone about it in his life before, so he'll be
We
shocked.
will settle it on Name Mountain in the ways of old. We'll see who's Jordan.
Whoa.
If you are someone who is watching the show and don't have too much experience with Spelljammer, I highly recommend his YouTube videos. They're very cool and are good, like, brief intros to it. So that's my little plug for the week. Go check those out. They're very cool.
I'm going to go ahead and shout out Big Top one
Big
more
Top.
time. Helping us put this thing
Top.
together. I also want to shout out my own dang Twitch channel, twitch.tv/RazorLou. Come hang out. We do the art for Better Than Heroes over there every Monday on Arter Than Heroes, and sometimes on Saturdays. So come follow me over there. It's a lot of fun. We have silly little animations and stuff that I've drawn that are fun to interact with.
And we have some other cool stuff coming up. Harlan and I have a Dungeon Master talk show that happens every Thursday at 5:30 right here on this channel. We just have brief, fun chats with people who run tabletop role-playing games. And also, we have another stream of 10 Candles coming up December 5th. If you want to watch a horror game, it's always a lot of fun. We'll be doing that. And I think it's going to go seamlessly. If you watched the last one, yeah. There was a few tech hiccups, but I think we cracked it.
We've got the case that's going to help us with this one. My computer works really well now. We've figured out the codes. Oh, Eddie's saying hi. That's my dog. He never says hi on the stream. There he is.
Eddie sighting.
So, yeah.
Wild Eddie appears.
December 4th. It's going to be a good one. Same
December
crew
5th.
that we've been.
December
5th.
5th.
Excuse me. 5th.
December
5th.
5th.
Saturday.
But hey,
Saturday.
fourth could be a good one too. Who knows?
No. There will be no one here. Okay, anybody else? Anybody want to do some plugs?
I have a Magic the Gathering podcast called The Commander Sphere, and that comes out every Monday. And we have played some D&D, and we've played in a Magic realm. So we're going to release a couple episodes of D&D, and it's a ton of fun. So check those out, even if you don't play Magic.
And I got a sneak peek at those character designs, and they are fucking cool.
Super.
They're very cool. They're very cool. Jeff Tice did the art for those, so. We know one artist.
No, we know two.
We know Jordan and Jeff, and that's it.
And Joshua
Right here.
Smith.
Yeah.
Joshua Smith, who did the background.
Josh
We have a new
Smith.
background
Okay.
for the,
Three
the
of them.
open
Very
kind
good
of
artist.
space
Yeah.
here. Very cool.
I think
And also
we
you.
have an embarrassment of riches without us.
We also know our synth master, Jason Wardell.
Jason
Oh,
Wardell.
God, so good.
An
Up on the screen right
artist.
now.
Yeah,
Playing us
tonight-
out.
tonight.
In
So
the
good.
art of cosmic rays.
An
Yeah.
unspoken hero of this game, just to filling in with beautiful sounds.
Hell yeah.
We are not skipping next week, right? It
No.
says no. We'll be here next week.
We're back, baby.
There was a question: was next episode is December 7th? Nope. We'll be here next Monday. We won't skip for the next couple of weeks.
Yep, I'm just excited about the guests, so I'm plugging it.
Yeah, we're just giving you a heads up.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's it. I think. Thanks everybody. Thanks to
Yeah, thanks so much for watching.
hanging out, and we'll see you in the Discord. We'll see you next week.
Thanks,
It'll be
chat.
fun. Bye. Tell your friends
I
about
love
our
you.
show.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humbly Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than heroes. They'll never be zeros. Better than heroes.